So we're Dafydd Hedd, and we are a Welsh language indie dance and indie punk rock band. So I'm Dav, I write the songs, I play guitar, and I also sing.
Hi, I'm Morgan, I play drums.
And I'm Yestin and I play bass, well, try to anyway.
Yeah, so I think it's quite different for a member. So for me, I'm quite sort of punk and indie orientated, but also very dance. So I'm very into the D&B scene here in Bristol at the moment. I love those artists and I hope to make some of that music in the future. But for the stuff that's sort of inspired our most recent music, it has to be sort of things like the Smiths is a big thing, and also the Pixies as well, and a lot of the Welsh scene as well. So we have Mech, they've really been influencing our songs. Los Blancos, so kind of indie punk Welsh bands that I've loved over the years. And play as well, of course. You're into shoegaze, aren't you, Morgan?
I love like bands like Tim Impala, like these psychedelic bands like Pond, they got me into drums, so yeah, really.
Can you tell us, obviously you're inspired by a few different Welsh bands.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of your songs are sung in Welsh.
Well, pretty much all of them.
Yeah, so is it every single song you write, is it all in Welsh? And tell us about that.
It basically depends on like the mind language that I'm operating in. If I'm thinking in Welsh, I'll write in Welsh. If I'm thinking in English, I'll write in English. If I'm thinking in Spanish, I'll write in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I'm not that I've written a Spanish song, but you see what I mean. It's a
You haven't mastered in Spanish yet?
I've not mastered, but I can speak un poquito a la idioma, but it's okay.
And how do you find it? How hard or easy is it to connect with a crowd in Bristol or a crowd in England that might not understand Welsh?
I feel like in Bristol it's good because Bristol's extremely multicultural, so there's already a lot of respect for different cultures and different languages in the city, and as long as you sort of explain the context to people are very understanding and actually very appreciative and supportive of a minority language trying to slay its way through the city in the music industry.
Especially in live gigs, because you don't really, when you're in a club or a gig venue, you can't really hear the vocals anyway much.
Yeah.
It's all about the music really and the feel of it. And I think Welsh is such a passionate and expressive language anyway. People can connect with it in that sense, I guess. And it still works, I guess.
Yeah, it still works, and it's like sort of poetic, and as long as people can I suppose understand the gist of what you're talking about and just enjoy the vibe, because we bring a very chilled out sort of vibe when we play. I believe that people will still enjoy it and appreciate it as something different. So you'll see us tonight, we're going to play a song called Atgafodi, and honestly it's a continuation of a collaboration I did with Endav, where he taught me a lot about producing electronic music, and he's been a big influence in what I've done, and he's sort of been influenced by a lot of the sort of music that I like Disclosure, Calvin Harris, and more of the sort of darker side, I suppose, of, I don't know, contemporary pop music. And I think that there's a lot of depth that you can take through pop music by bringing maybe a message that you find more in the Smiths songs about your mental health, and then bringing that across to a more sort of popular genre, I guess, fuse it in with the modern world, and that's a good way that I like to, because with Atgafodi it literally talks about how good you feel after you get over a depressive episode, and that's not light stuff, you know what I mean, and it's not the sort of thing that you sing about in EDM songs where it's about sort of drugs, sex, money and cars. So I think it's a different way of doing it, but I want to keep on doing it.
No, well said, mate. Really interesting. Obviously, when I think about electronic music and indie, I instantly think of the Happy Mondays, but they fuse maybe more sort of house music, acid house with indie music. So the fact you're doing it with modern electronic music, I find that fascinating. Can't wait to see your set, honestly.
Yeah, it's interesting how we're doing two originally EDM songs, but with a rock band situation. It doesn't sound much different, but I don't know, it gives it another character as well.
It's more live, and I feel people connect to that more than just the backing track. And to talk about different sets, I mean, I got track a week on Radio Grata Cymru, which is Radio Wales in Welsh, by making a Cochi ar fy Huw, really depressing song about disassociating from your feelings and your mental health, and making it into a drum and bass song. So if we can achieve that, then I'm so excited to make more of that stuff and make it live and work great with these amazing musicians that I'm pleasure to have in the band as well.
Brilliant.
So I'll see you tonight and hope you have a great evening.
Brilliant. Just one or two more questions, if that's all right. So this is your third time playing the Fleece, isn't it?
Yeah, third time.
Can you tell us about the music that people can listen to right now? What have you released and what's coming up in the future?
So in terms of what we released, I have 2 albums out when I was 15, 16. Not the best, but it's like an interesting side of what I do.
Not the best.
It's very experimental. I have like dance, indie, reggae, blues tracks, and they're not really discovered. But then I got signed to Brit Rock. I made 2 dance songs, and then we have an EP full of depressing COVID music, and then 1 or 2 new singles that are in Welsh about the mining.
You're probably selling this music now.
I choose to be candid about what I release, but we have a song I'm planning an album release in the summer, and that's going to have a lot of our newer stuff, which I feel is more polished and developed. And I'm very proud of those sort of songs that I think the music blends in more with the message that I try to say, because I feel like that was a weakness of what I was releasing before. But this time it's different, and we can. I feel like it's a sort of more full listening experience.
Wicked.
So that's what I respect about Dav, is he's got so much music in him that he's I don't know, he's gotten all these songs out. He's got 2 albums and was it like an
2 albums, an EP,
and like a few singles out already, and he's only like 20. So like
Smashing it, mate. Smashing it.
Yeah, he's done quite a good job, haven't they? And I can't wait for the new stuff to come out, because he's grown through putting the new his older stuff out. So I'm looking forward to getting the new stuff out.
It's trial and error. I literally, my bio in 2018, musician of trial and error. Because I had no idea when I started music. I started plonking about on what was it? It was a kiddie zoom camera and a cheap £50 synth I got in a garage sale. And I learnt myself through that. I had a few guitar lessons. I recorded on a kiddie zoom camera when I started out. I had no idea about DAWs, recording, anything. I learnt it all. You got to start somewhere, and you got to release it as well. Like, perfectionism is no place in the music industry for me, so.
Well said.
Maybe we're shit, but in a few years we'll get better. People might think that 3 years ago. You know, we're all growing as humans, we're all growing as musicians, and
our music changes over
music
time.
Changes so much.
So it changes so fast as well. So it can be quite hard to keep up with that. But at the end of the day, you just got to go with what feels right. And
I mean, my dad drummer's only been learning at drums for a year, and you know he's somehow mastered it. Well, pretty much already. So perfectionism works for him, doesn't for me. But it is what it is.
No, we're really looking forward to tonight. For people in Bristol, are you playing any? I know you're playing tonight. Any other shows coming up?
We're looking to get more Bristol gigs. I, on the side, have a promotion company called Dafydd Hedd, and I work with the Welsh Language Society, well, the Welsh Society in Bristol, and we're trying to bring more Welsh gigs to Bristol. And you know, I'm going to be playing a few of those gigs, I hope. So, you know, whether there's gigs coming card, whether there's come gum, we're going to be putting way more Welsh music in Bristol, and we're going to put it on the map, and we're going to make Bristol a hub in England where you can enjoy some Welsh culture.
Fab. No, thank you. Well done, lads. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Great questions.